Am I the a-hole for calling off my engagement over a dog? I, 24 female, have been dating my fiancé, Todd, since early 2021. He's been an amazing person since the very beginning. We met at my job where he started becoming a regular and eventually asked me out. Todd isn't a huge fan of animals, unlike me, but this was never really a problem because he got along with my dog. I've had my dog since a little before I graduated high school. I volunteered at a local shelter when she came in. A shy, emaciated young beagle puppy, Nala. She wasn't doing well at the shelter, so I offered to foster her, and well, the rest is history. I moved out of my dad's house when I turned 18, and other than some essentials, she's all I brought with me when I was thrown into adulthood. I got a cheap apartment after that, and it's just been me and her ever since. I don't believe it'd be an understatement to say I love her more than anything. Todd knew all this. Recently I found out I was pregnant, about 2 months along. Todd seemed to be more and more agitated with Nala since then, even asking if I'd consider rehoming her. I said no, and explained that I was worried about her, not eating. She has some pretty bad separation anxiety. We got into a huge argument about it where he began to complain about her fur being all over, and about the way she always sits by my feet when we do things, and how I let her on all the furniture. It's my apartment, I bought all the furniture. He also went so far as to say I'd be a terrible mother and neglect our baby if I didn't get rid of her. We went back and forth for a while, and by the end of it, he was just kind of really silent. I assumed that was the end, and went to our bedroom to calm down a bit. Nala followed me into the room, and I sat with her on the floor for a while, just sort of thinking about things. We didn't talk for the rest of the night. The next morning I went through my routine, put Nala in her pen. Todd goes to work earlier in the morning than I do, and went to work. When I came back, she was gone. Her bed was gone, her toys were gone, and Todd was gone. At first I was panicking. I thought someone had stolen my Nala. I searched the whole house, and then I called Todd. He didn't answer. I called maybe 15 times before I gave up. At that point I was starting to think a little more clearly and noticed that all of her things were missing. Her toys, her treats, her pen, her leashes, even her box of winter things that sits on my bookshelf. Then I was angry. Todd is the only person who has a set of keys to my apartment other than me and my landlord adores Nala. I angrily texted Todd a paragraph demanding my dog back, or I'd call the police, and began calling shelters to see if I could find her. I had no luck. Todd read the message but didn't reply, only to come home about an hour later, angrily shouting at me as soon as he came in. This quickly led to another screaming match, where he broke one of my picture frames, and I threatened to call off the wedding and still call the police. I eventually managed to find out he'd given my dog to his cousin who lives in another state. He brought up again how I'd be a terrible mother and how he needed to do this for our family. And I was only being difficult because I'm pregnant. I told him that he no longer had a family and to get out of my apartment. That was 2 days ago. I've been crying ever since, and I'm working on getting his cousin to give me my Nala back. I blocked Todd on everything, but now his family won't stop harassing me on everything, and his mother is threatening to sue me for the money they put into the wedding. There's still time for them to get a refund. They only paid for catering. I'm really upset right now, but am I the a-hole for how I reacted? Edit. I should have specified, but I wrote this while I was worked up, but I did file a police report. They aren't being too helpful at the moment, but they said they would try to contact departments in the other state. Update. Thanks a lot. A lot of the advice is super helpful. I'm talking to the police and to Todd's cousin, but I also did reach out to his family. Apparently, Todd had told them that I was a scammer, that I'd taken the money for the wedding and was planning to divorce him for his money afterward. He also claimed that I was neglecting my dog, and that's why he had to give her away. She's super nervous when I'm not around, so I'm worried they might believe him. I did send his parents a nice lengthy set of screenshots of all the vile things he's texted me and a few voicemail recordings. His mother apologized and claimed she'd handle him. I've always been pretty close with his family, so I was also pretty upset with the way they reacted after I called off the engagement. Now I understand why. I'm changing all my locks, and I already have a Ring doorbell on my apartment, and I'm going to get more cameras. I do hear you, though. I'm honestly not sure I wasn't to bring a baby into this clusterfunk. Thanks again, and I'll update you once I've got my fur baby back and his fecking life is over.
Share your thoughts.